he led the league in interceptions, I think, one year.
He did. He did.
Towards the end of his career.
1940. Yeah, 1946 interceptions.
Yeah. Yeah, and over those...
That's his first year playing defensive back, though, right? That's his first year playing safety, and he led the league.
That's right. And, of course, he had... and we'll get back to his receiving stuff, but, of course, as a defensive back, he had 30 career interceptions in those 6 seasons that he played. And remembering they're playing the 10 or 11 game schedules.
Yeah, so and not throwing the ball like they are volume-wise they are this game.
No, but who better to cover a receiver to know what's going to happen than Don Hutson? That's equivalent. 30.
So he had 30 over those 6 years. And, of course, 1940 was the first year that interceptions became an official stat.
Okay.
So one of my colleagues at the PFRA has done some research looking through some of the previous years, looking at the Green Bay Press Gazette and their reports of the games. And they found at least 4 more interceptions from the 4 years previous to that. So we know that he had at least 34 interceptions in his career, and probably a number more than that were just not reported. So it's probably closer to 40 career interceptions, which in itself, you look at guys going into the Hall of Fame as defensive backs these days. 40 interceptions is a lot of interceptions in a career.
Sure is.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, so a bunch of those interceptions came from the defensive end position then.
Yes, we had some playing at defensive end. There's even I can't remember whether it was his rookie season that we were talking about, either 35 or 36. He blocked a punt and returned it for a touchdown. Mm-hmm. He kind of did it all, and a bit like Horning, if you like. Towards the end of Hutson's career, of course, kicked a lot of extra points and field goals.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have to touch on the special teams contributions that he also made. That are amazing.
Yeah, and he'd never kicked before he came to Green Bay. So at Alabama or in his little bit of football in Arkansas, he'd never been a kicker.
36 for 36 in one season, and you just think about that, a guy who hadn't kicked before.
Yeah,
a perfect season at 36, and that's a legitimate, especially in a 10 or 11 game season. That's ridiculous. But no bad snaps, no bad holds. That's
absolutely. And in that era, playing with the balls that they played with on the fields that they played with, 40 years or 35 years before AstroTurf. So they're playing on whatever the fields were. Nothing like today's. Yeah. Today's playing fields. Yeah. So I mean, those contributions just as a kicker are incredible.